on our first session at truLondon about networking and exploiting the value of the network. Jorgen Sundberg from Link Humans. What do you think the key takeaways were?
Well, key takeaways that we had a great session, considering it was the first one of the event, of 2 days. But we had a good conversation around leveraging one's network for career purposes, and the fact that it's all about building up a strong network long before you actually need it, if possible. And if you're a passive candidate, if you're not actively looking for a job, you're in a very fortunate position, because you can actually take your time, network your way into the right people, into events, and just get onto the radar for good companies. And when an opportunity comes up, that's when you can have a chat.
Okay, so I think we started off as well by saying that, according to the statistics, 69%
Yes.
of vacancies found through networking. So I guess that's saying that a third of vacancies are not found through networking. So are networks enough to help finding a job?
I think the consensus from this morning was that networks is one string to your bow. Then also recruiters, agency recruiters can be very useful, just to be on their books, headhunters and so on, as well as using your own research skills. So using the internet, looking at job boards and other sites like social networks and so on, and also branding yourself, having a strong professional identity online so that people will find you, and because those serendipity finds, they do happen. I have seen them. So those are the three strings to your bow that you should be using, I think.
Okay, I think that's interesting, and I think one of the points that you highlighted, which for me was a really good way of viewing it, was that your network is almost your career insurance policy.
Yeah. I like to say that, yeah, your network, your professional network, as well as your personal brand, your professional identity, those are the things you need to work on from day one, and not just the day where you got made redundant, because that's when you really need it. If you have it in place, if you have a strong brand, if you've already networked your way with lots of other HR managers and other companies, you can easily just pick up the phone and step into an interview straight away without doing the weeks of CV making and sending out applications and all that stuff. So it just helps you along the way.
Great, so it's about a balance then of kind of using your network, finding other channels, leveraging what's there, even when you found a job, then perhaps using your network to find out who else you know there. Finally, what about for graduates or people starting off on the career ladder, so they don't have an established network? What advice would you give them?
Yeah, so you may not think that you do, but you may have 500 friends on Facebook, and whilst they will not be able to find you a job, but their friends in turn and their families, and someone's brother might be the HR director of Vodafone, who knows. It's about leveraging the people, networks of your immediate network, if that makes sense, second degree connections if possible, but also using friends and family of your own and just seeing them in a professional sense. Someone made a valid point about internships. Yep. Typically you have to go out and find your own internship. Most internships are found through networking, so it does work. It's just thinking about those angles and perhaps looking at alumni as well, people who had previously graduated from your university or business school, because they'll typically be keen to have a conversation and see how they can get you in. And also another little tip is, look at, if there's a company you're interested in, look at who in that company is an alumni of your university, because if you speak to them, they will instantly want to connect and so on, because people feel an affinity to someone they went to the same school with, and they'll at least get you through the door and see where it takes you.
Okay. Great advice. Thank you very much.